Yoda, what's good, y'all? New Ever Podcast. Once again, we here. Been having a crazy year so far. A lot of people's been shouting us out, respecting the grind that we've been on. Gotta salute my brothers, Mac, Freddie, damn, I'm wild, Fat Boy.
Fat boy.
It's not easy, you know what I'm saying, to get this get these episodes done. So appreciate them and all that and everything. I mean, they bring to the channel as well. But today we got a special episode, man. There's gonna be no cursing on this episode, all right?
Yeah,
like we keeping this episode real family friendly. I mean, we don't know who's gonna be listening to this. You know what I mean? And we want to keep a good image because you know what I mean.
Amen.
That's how we do in 2020. So
hallelujah.
Today we got my brothers. We're gonna call this the Horsemen episode, basically. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whichever one of the Horsemen want to pull up, it don't even matter. They could pull up. But we're gonna start off right now with my boy Loso. What's good, bye?
What's good, bro?
I'm chilling, man. How's life?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. I can't complain, man.
Working like crazy, huh?
That's it, man. Amen, bro. It's about to pick up crazy from me, so yeah.
Well, if anybody's in tune with you, right, then they already know you kind of pre-plan your year almost. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not every battle, but you make sure that you have an active year, whether it's festivals, doing talking, whatever it is. You know what I mean? You have dates and calendars and schedules and all of that.
Yeah.
So
I think that's important, really, man. Like, I sort of want to set like a blueprint or a framework for pretty much like any aspiring battler or any battle that's already kind of doing it. Because like my thing is like you, especially in today's days, bro. Like it's so many battlers, it's so many events, it's so many different leagues going out. So like it's difficult today for you to stick out unless you just like a Twerk or a GEECHI, right? Like it's very difficult for you to kind of just like splash on the scene and for people to remember you. So my thing is like, yo, when you get some sort of, I don't want to call it fame, but when you get some sort of success, take that and flip it now. Now, okay, I got this. Now, how can I go ahead and sustain some revenue for the next couple of months? Well, you know what? I know my battle versus such and such is out here. I'm gonna clip up these little punchlines that I did here and there. I'm gonna post on my Instagram. Yo, who wants a feature right now? I'm doing a little feature thing, right? Boom, you do a feature, you connect like that. You pop out at events. Not only do you pop out at events, but if you drop in music, man, like I don't see how any battle rapper
talk about
it is not putting together a plan. I know I'm battling on March the 14th. I should have a single coming out around this time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's traffic. Because you gotta think about it, bro. If it's traffic coming to my Instagram, there's no reason why I'm not capitalizing off that Instagram. I was talking to one dude, bro. I was like, yo, how have you not made a post on your Instagram in a week? You know what I'm saying? Like now to the regular person, that doesn't seem that much. But you just went 7 days, you know what I'm saying, without posting any content, and today in the fast food industry, bro, like you're gonna be easily forgotten. So for me, you're right, bro. Like I want to go ahead and plan. I'm constantly doing concerts, constantly doing festivals, but also in the midst of that, I know I'm not oblivious to the fact that battle rap is my biggest platform. So because it's my biggest platform, like you don't see, and this is no knock to anybody else, you'll see a lot of battlers, right? They go on their little tours, right? Yo, I'm battling Sloppy Joe at in Denver, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm battling this, and then I have a big battle against Pat State. Nah, like me, like if you notice, I'm only doing marquee matches on the big. I've only battled on either Bullpen, RBE, KOTD, or URL. You know,
or Guardians of the Culture.
I did, and I'm doing Guardians of the Culture, but see, the
I like them
right now, right?
Yeah, I like them.
So what Guardians of the Culture is doing, they're like, yo, we got the bag. Not only do we have the bag, but we'll get you a matchup if we feel like we can go ahead and recoup, and there's a return on investment. They hit me up the first time I battled Lucifer over there, and it was a little, Lucifer's a quote unquote Florida, like he's been in Florida for a minute, so they was like, yo, we'll go ahead and do this battle. And so I took it, and it was, I ain't gonna front. It was it was some good. It was a good bag. You know what I'm saying? That they gave me. And when they called me back again, we were literally, bro. Like no lie, we was almost locked. I was almost locked in for disaster. It was locked in. The payment was getting ready to be sent, But this is when he's getting the call for SoCon, or when I think he was already locked in for SoCon. He was asking for a certain amount. Not only was asking for a certain amount, but Guardians of the Culture was like, we'll pay that. We believe that this battle could go ahead and do it. They was ready to send a deposit.
That's crazy.
But he was honest. Like he was honest though. He was like, look, bro, I just want to focus on this joint right now, and I just like we'll do it next year type of thing. So we didn't do it. So I sat out whatever card they had. Not only that, but then once they hit me back up, I said, look, you know what? Let's go ahead and do this 2-on-2. Me and A.Ward haven't done a 2-on-2 yet, and I know a lot of people want to see this. But when we do this, though, it can't just be anybody. So, for instance, I'm not taking no shots, right? It's just me just being honest. Mm-hmm. They hit us up for Dre Dennis and Prep. The only thing now, okay, cool. No. Now here's the thing, right? Like I'm cool with them, but this is what I try to tell people: you got to be strategic with your moves. It's no way I am going to make my debut with A.Ward, right? Mm-hmm. On a 2-on-2, which people have been asking for, and people are gonna tune in. It's no way I'm gonna do that with. Now I'll battle Dre and Prep somewhere down the line, maybe. Right. If it makes sense, but my thing is, I was like, nah, who can we do? So I was originally asking them for NWX. They couldn't do it. So because we couldn't do NWX, they end up saying, yo, who else? So I'm trying to think. I'm sitting at my crib, and I'm saying to myself, all right, who? So I'm thinking GEECHI and Rum, but Rum was already, he was supposed to be on this card that we were on. He's not on the card anymore. But I was like, yo, why don't we do GEECHI and BDOT? Great storyline. They're both big names, just like us. A.Ward's battle GEECHI, I battle BDOT, both fire battles.
Facts.
Everybody would be, you know what I'm saying? Everybody would be wanting to see the conversation that we gonna have. And once I hit them up about it, they was with it, we was with it. We knew what type of like traction this will bring, and there it goes, bro. So I know I kind of went on a rant, but I'm just
it's all good.
I say all that to say this, bro. It's no reason, bro, why you have these battlers and they not capitalizing off the views that they doing. We don't get paid for views, so you gotta find a way to get paid off the views.
Yo, hold on, real quick, son. Lord forgive me, because I'm about to sing. Loso, you was just talking a lot of shit right now. Like, I got to spin the block back real quick. Because, dog, you dropped some jewels in here, and I'm like, hold on, bro. You speed bumping over this right now. You said that you had disaster.
Yeah. It's really like so put it this way.
And it was supposed to be on Guardians of the Culture.
So let me just say this. Let me say this, right? So last year, 2019, was probably my quietest year, right? Since I jumped on the scene. So I only did 4 battles that year. Now, before the year started, after I already did my Gnome and my Volume, right? It was gonna be my last year. Not too many people know, but I was a teacher for 4 years. So because it was gonna be my last year teaching, I was like, you know what? And I had to finish it out in May. That was when the school year was done over here. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to battle January through May. John hits me up, and John's like, look, I got this Super Bowl card. I really want to. Now, John's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, like, there would be no Loso if it wasn't for John taking a chance.
Hold on real quick. John, make sure you cash out me your money from yesterday's Super Bowl game, too. I ain't forget. Go ahead, brother.
Got you. So, without John putting me in position, right, I wouldn't be. So, boom, he calls me. Now, granted, I did not want to do it. Now, you got to think about it, bro. When they hit me, it was probably less than 2 weeks into the event. Less than 2 weeks, but it was only a 1-rounder. It was supposed to be a 1-rounder, like 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. Now, for me, I was like, all right, cool. I'll go ahead and do it. But now, John wasn't the one. There was a sponsor involved, right? I think it was Julio Jones. And I'm waiting for the bread. I usually don't write until the bread comes. Now, because it was delayed, by the time I was locked in, I had 5 days prep, bro. 5 days prep. Long story short, I say this, right? Boom. The situation that happened with the Bridge battle happened, right? Boom. I end up choking. Briz ends up going crazy. It was the perfect storm. Not only does he go crazy, not only do I choke, but then you have all these superstars on stage. You got Surf, you got Calico, you got Suge, you got K-Shine, you got John. So it looks even worse. Like, dang, Loso just got killed on his own league. Yada, yada. So cool, that's the narrative. Now everybody's like, yo, Los, you disappeared after the battle. But that's not what it was. I had already decided to take off those months before that. I only did that battle as a favor to John. And if I didn't do that battle, it really, he already had got slammed for that card because it was all 1-rounders. So imagine me and Briz not being on there, on top of K-Shine and C Money already not being on the card, because that ended up getting canceled. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been. So I really took, and I think about it every day. Like, yo, what if I would have just said, nah, I'm not gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? It probably would have changed a couple narratives, but at the same time, I knew, like, I did it for my boy. So boom, I don't battle for that first half. The only battles I had was in June. I ended up battling on Guardians of the Culture, right? I did a 1-rounder for Dre Dennis. After that, I end up battling Prep at Born Legacy for URL. End up battling Luke Cypher. End up battling Flacco. Boom, I had 4 battles, right? Now, these battles weren't big. Probably my biggest one was probably the Prep on Born Legacy, which I got busy on. But after that, everybody's asking, like, dang, Loso, 2017, you was one of the top 10 battlers. 2018, you was a top 12 battler. You was on the Source both years. You was on Champion both years. You were talked about all. 2019 comes, and that's not the case. What occurred? But I tell people, I'm like, yo, there was a lot of battles that was supposed to happen that didn't happen. Jerry West and Loso was supposed to go down in Volume 4. It was locked. The only reason why it didn't go down. Yeah, it was on a Volume 4. It was the Charlie Clips and Twerk card. It was supposed to be on that battle, but the only reason why it didn't go down, I remember I had already decided not to do it, but they ended up calling back, and it was supposed to be Loso and Saga. They were going to do their first 2-on-2 in a small room. Loso and Saga versus NWX. We was about to do. Things just didn't go right. Boom, the card didn't go. I mean, the battle didn't go down. Fast forward, right? I tell them, hey, I'm not gonna battle until this time anyway. They end up calling me back. I was locked in for K-Shine at Update, and I was locked in for Twerk at the Volume in 10, Volume 5, bro. People don't know this. Before Twerk and Ab was booked, it was Loso versus Twerk. Here's the thing, though. Both battles, I signed contracts. I signed contracts for both of those battles. I got deposits for both of those battles.
Crazy.
The thing about it, though, is that I'm not the type. You'll never catch me on Twitter saying, yo, Loso, yo, such and such, you ducked me, or yo, this is bad business. I just don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know you always got to make the best move for you. I knew Twerk and Av was a bigger and better battle especially for the fan bases, than what Loso and Twerk was. I knew that at that time. I also knew that when K-Shine hit me up, and he hit me up, like a real man, he said, look, I got these 3 battles on the table for me. I'm getting paid for these 3 battles. I don't want to do the battle right now. I said, bet. You know what I'm saying? All right, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I was a little upset because I was already 2 rounds in and stuff like that. Yeah. But it was what it was. So, like,
you know what's crazy though, too? I don't know if you know. I don't know if I told you this, Los, but he was writing for you too. I heard one of his rounds at the first Update card. He was writing for you, so he did one of his rounds.
Surf supposedly told me that he had heard all 3, but I can't do anything about that, right? So when I get asked to battle, all I could do is like, all right, cool, I'm gonna write and I'm gonna take this. Now, granted, there were some battles that were offered to me that I turned down, right? Like I turned down a Danger Zone battle from URL. I just didn't think that. Like, when you see Loso come back, I didn't want that to be the battle. You know what I'm saying? I did not want that to be the name, especially when I had these other opportunities. You got to think about, when you get your mind going for a particular battle, for a particular marquee matchup that you know is going to be crazy.
Right.
I was like, yo, I can't, and no offense, Danger Zone is one of my favorite battlers, but business standpoint, I just didn't, it just didn't make sense for me. So, imagine if I would have had, and then I was basically locked in Tampa. It was a small league out here, but I had a 1-rounder versus Tay-Rock. So this was on the table before. So check this out. This was all on the table before. I'm gonna tell you what was all on the table before nothing ended up going down. My end of the year was gonna finish off with K-Shine. And I was gonna do it. You got to think about it. I was on the phone with Cortez and John. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna write." And I was writing for it, bro. I was gonna beat the odds. Had K-Shine, Disaster, a Tay-Rock in a 1-rounder, and then it would have been Twerk at the end of the year, right? I didn't know about that until later. It was gonna be Twerk at the end of the year, and I was supposed to get JC on bullpen. All 5. Think about those 5 names, bro.
Yep. I'm tight for you. I'm tight for you.
So think about those 5 names. Even if I would have just had 3 of those, check this out, bro. Even if 3 of those would have went down, 2019's narrative would have changed, right? Because throughout the year, no matter what I did against Prep, against Flacco, against Lucite, no matter what I did against those dudes, and I clearly won all those battles, arguably didn't lose a round against them. The only thing people said was Loso lost to Briz. Loso got killed by Briz. It was body bag. So my whole thing was, you know what? I gotta go ahead and beat somebody. Because here's the thing. Everybody, you asking, like, if they put out a poll right there tomorrow, right? Yo, who y'all think's gonna win this battle, Loso or Holmesy? I'm gonna overwhelmingly win that poll. You know what I'm saying? People put my respect on my name. But
don't ever take that back.
Yeah. All right, cool. But here's the thing, though, right? So, like, if they put me against somebody like a Holmesy or whoever these, and no, like I said, I'm not meaning no disrespect, but as soon as they put my name against somebody who's like a top tier dude, right? Like a Briz, like a Kayshawn, the narrative right now is, yo, Loso's good, Loso's great, but he can't beat the elite, the disasters, the Kayshawn. You know what I'm saying? So what did I do? I said, get that to me then. Get it to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and put, because that's just how I am. I'm just like, yo, whatever obstacle y'all got there, I want to go ahead and change that narrative, because because those battles were taken away from me. I couldn't do nothing in 2019. All I could do what was given to me, and that's what I did. So for 2020, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting somewhat around those names, and my whole agenda is to go ahead and prove every single body wrong.
So let me ask you this, Loso. I'm sorry, Mac, real quick, Loso. You talking about a lot of matchups that you potentially had that you got deposits for. What do you do with that material if that battle, happens down the line? Do you keep that material, or do you just scrap it and start from fresh if you end up getting Shine down the line or Dez down the line?
Yeah. So I definitely would keep it. So those are big. So you got to think about it. Those are names that are difficult to come by. Like it's just really difficult for somebody else to offer a Diz. It's really difficult for somebody else to offer a Kayshawn. So I'm not saying that it won't happen, but what I do know is that I got to work my way up there if I want those battles, right? I know for a fact that if URL just said, yo, we doing this card and we got Loso Kayshawn, I know deep down I could go toe to toe with anybody. I know deep down you couldn't convince me that I was gonna walk into that update and lose that battle. I was not about to lose that battle, but I know what the fans are gonna say, right? So my thing is, like, with the material that was given, I write very, very, very specific for my opponent. It's not random. It's not random punchlines, gun lines, none of that, right? Like, I can't use that material just for somebody else. I'm talking to that person, so it's there. It's in the notes, but it's also nothing I can't necessarily reuse, because I kind of consider myself an angler-based battler, you know what I'm saying? I kind of talk, but with some punches and stuff like that. So it's there, and then hopefully if it comes around again, I'll definitely use it.
Okay, so without giving us exactly who you got lined up, you said like 5 battles or whatever like that. You was talking about Kayshawn, JC, J-Rock. Do you are any of those like realistically going to happen in the next couple of months?
There's definitely one of the names that you mentioned. I literally got hit up by URL and was like, yo, we doing this event. And cool. And I told him, I said, bet. And the crazy thing is, I'm on tour. I'm doing like this little tour with A.Ward, and so y'all
coming to my city too. I seen that.
Bet, yeah, come through, man. So I got a tour with A.Ward, and so I actually have a concert on one of, I almost said the day. I have a concert on one of the days, and so I told him, I said, because it's a 2-day event, I said, yo, put me on this one. Put me on a Sunday. I didn't make no excuses. I was like, put me on a Sunday. I'll do the concert and I'll fly straight out and we get this going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just I don't want to let up, because like me, I always, like I said, bro, 2017, 2018, when I was, when I was the name up there, right? And my name was flowing around everybody, every blog. I mean, you got to think about it, bro. 2018, you couldn't type in Loso PG on YouTube and not find several bloggers talking about should Loso do a PG. That was the biggest topic. And so for me, so in 2019, it was being so quiet and people just like, Loso not really. I'm just like, what? Like, okay, cool. I didn't like not being in the conversation at the end of the year. So in 2020, I'm definitely gonna try to make sure that I'm changing all of that.
Yo, so I got a question, right, Los? About the tour. The tour with you and A-Ward, right? I'm gonna it really could have went to either one of y'all, so it's okay that he's not here right now. I know he just told me he's on his way, but how exactly is this gonna work? This is because I know it says A.Ward versus Loso, right?
Yeah.
So let's just, I don't know, is it a battle? And if it is a battle, are y'all gonna be using the same material over and over? Are y'all gonna be writing together to feed off each other so that way it's just more like, you know, it's more for entertainment for the fans rather than really trying to choose a winner? How's that gonna go?
So don't think of it. So I don't know. Do you remember when Drake and Wayne went on tour with each other and they called it Drake versus Wayne? Think of it something like that, but not necessarily with the music. So this is what we're gonna do. So
is it kind of like what you and Saga did when y'all was like,
that would be a good little format. Now this is the thing though. So it's a tour. Somebody came up to us. Now we're not the only acts on it. So when you come, you're gonna see like a there's this rapper named D1. I don't know if you heard him. He's from New Orleans. He's real close with he was real close with Cash Money and all of them. He's on it. He's probably like the biggest name on there. And then you know, me and A.Ward's on it. They got like a singer. They got like a poet on there. They got a violinist. It's like a real it's like different. But all of us are traveling in every city with each other, though.
Right.
So this tour picked us up. So they basically seen what me and Saga did, and they wanted to know if I were going to do it. So they hit me up and they were like, "Yo, do you have somebody else?" Now, I'll be honest. They wanted somebody. They was like, "Yo, do you have somebody white?" And I was like, "Bro, I got the nicest white boy. What you talking about?" Not only do I have somebody white, I got the nicest white boy. I said, "Yeah, definitely." I said, "You know what? I got somebody." And A.Ward and I, we work really well together, and his work ethic is something that, you know, I see in myself too. So I told the dude, I said, bet. So we set up everything, and so what we'll be doing, there'll be 2 different pieces. So it's I want to say it's like spoken word. It's basically us battling, but we have a message that we're conveying though. So now the question is like, well, are you doing the same thing at every city? Yes, but you won't. But each city won't know it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in Philly, it's not going. There's no cameras allowed in here. You know what I'm saying? You can only watch what Loso and A.Ward is doing at the show. It won't drop on YouTube until our last city date is done. Now we're going to Philly. We're going to Toronto. We're going to Houston. We got all these joints already done, and obviously we'll have exclusive Loso and A.Ward merch and stuff like that. So that's how we're promoting it, obviously on the flyer. And that's not even the final flyer. We have another one that'll be a solo one for each of us. But we're actually in a couple weeks. We're going to Atlanta to shoot some promo vids for it. And yeah, that's what it is, man. So
that's fire.
I'm actually excited for it.
Yeah. Hold on. I see A.Ward just pulled up. Ward, you there, bro? Alright, so A.Ward is here, y'all. Of course, he probably doesn't know how to use it. It's probably first time on Discord. So real quick, A.Ward, just go to your just check your check your text messages. I'm about to hit you right now. But go ahead, I'm gonna text him Freddie. Go ahead, finish talking to Loso.
Loso, can I ask you why they wanted somebody white in particular?
So they had already did another tour called you could kind of look this up. It was a huge tour. It was called Poets in Autumn, and it was all black poets. And obviously you have a wide variety of the demographic that's attending this. And so for this one, it's mainly people of color, but they wanted somebody, and he was honest. He was like, "Yo, I want a white poet on here. I want a white poet who's not afraid to, obviously, you know, who's still in line and respectful to everything else, but who's nice, who can still convey, you know, powerful messages." And I said, "Bro, I got the right person." So it was just a little more diversity. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm Hispanic. It was already a couple of black poets on there, and like I said, the main tour that they did is all black. It's all black poets, which is very, very popular and very lucrative for them. But they just wanted to see what they could do if they kind of put a variety of poets or, you know, variety of rappers in. So that was the main reason.
I also double back a little bit too. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to acknowledge you and tell you that, yo, you as a battle rapper with a schedule and like for your fans to be able to, you know what I'm saying, catch wherever you're gonna be at on tour, that's incredible, bro. Because that the thing is, the information that you're giving to these fans allows them to make you know what I'm saying, they gotta make trips or whatever it is, they gotta book stuff. It allows them to do it in enough time. That's incredible, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I ain't never heard no battle rapper have no schedule like that.
Yeah, and if you think about it, man, like every battler, whether it's URL, RB, whatever league you in, they got fans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, unless you're just like a low T, but everybody pretty much has fans. So you got at least 5 or 6 people that want to know where you're going to be at. And so what we try to do, we try to make sure that we're communicating.
Hold on, yo, A.Ward, don't be trying to just jump in here and all that like you stone cold and all that, and the glass just broke. Like,
I basically just had to listen to somebody say I only got on this event because I'm white, so I'm gonna interrupt.
Hey man, A.Ward. Hey man, come on, dog. Let's go. Let's
appreciate you coming through, A.Ward.
Well, hold on, because I wanted to finish up with Loso what he was just saying.
I was just making sure I was good.
No, but you're right. So we want to go ahead and create flyers that allow our fans to not just know when what our music stops, but also our battle. So like if you look at my last joint that I posted, I don't post what battle I have unless it's already out. But I post where I'm going to be at. So so right there I put like a little asterisk. It's going to be a battle and me and A.Ward, we're going to be in Alaska. Or I have a battle and I'm going to be in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We'll bullpen. Like, you at least know that. And if you're a fan of Loso, you know that you can at least even put the two together. It's like, yo, John's still on the event soon? Right. All right, cool. I might want to hop on that. So I think that's just, bro, it's just no way you can go ahead and try to create a brand with your name and not put these small little steps. I don't have a team. A.Ward doesn't have a team. But we need to go ahead and move like one, so that we go ahead and see some residual, effects in all of this.
I think battlers need to do that. Other battlers need to do that. Honestly, they need to take notes, and that don't help so much, bro.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Now that Ward is here, I really wanted to ask this earlier in the show when we first had started, but all right, you guys, y'all all from different regions, right? And when you guys came together, of course, Saga at one point was with NWX, you know what I mean? And then whatever situation that didn't fit right with him. How did you guys like link up? Like, how did the Horsemen really come together?
Go ahead, Ward.
Street Hymns.
What? That's crazy. Shout out to Street Hymns.
Yeah, that's basically Street Hymns was had a friendship or whatever with all three of us separately in a sense. And we all knew of each other. I've known Street Hymns the longest. I've known him for probably 7 or 8 years. And I knew of Loso probably about 5 now, and Saga maybe 6. But one of the big things about being a Christian in a sense is not allowing pride and your ego and comparisons and everything to take over you, take you over as an artist. And so as we all began to pursue our own career as Christians, it was like I would catch myself looking over and like, yo, Loso XL got more views than me in St. Mike. This trash, you know what I mean? Like I compared myself to my brother, you know what I mean? And we're on the same wavelength, and I would see like jealousy, envy, and covetousness like creep into some of the ways that I would do things. In a sense, like all of us coming together and being like part of our own team, really just diving in the faith and just like talking to each other. We talk daily, just building with each other. Really helped out for us to to not look over and be kind of like envious and just kind of like going separate ways. You know what I mean?
Right. That's good.
Him like wove everything together. And he really just has a great spirit about him, a great friend, and he just kind of like put all the pieces together. And as we continue to communicate and stuff, he just really fell into place. He just kind of got there for everything.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, Los. I mean, well, we heard everything that you just said. I don't know if you got your headphones in or not.
You got a window open or something?
No, I don't got windows in my house.
Okay, I can like a car drive.
I am in the car. Let me see. Should I do like push to talk? Because I think I got it on where it's like.
It just seems like you're going in and out.
Yeah, it seems like you're going in and out a little bit.
It might be where he is though.
What you trying to say? Trying to say Kansas don't got no good Wi-Fi?
I'm just saying.
Missouri.
Hey, Shaq just made that mistake, man. Don't rebut
it. We got 5G out here, man.
But that's dope. Now, as far as y'all being a team, right? Do y'all do a lot of times when we ask different people that's part of teams or whatever, like highly, I'm probably 99% sure that you guys are not writing for each other. But do you guys go over each other's material and tell each other when something's trash?
So I'll say this, man. Ward is very, very, very intricate with his writing, and it's small things that you want to pick up. Just setups. Certain statements need to make sense when you say them. So he's very critical on me. He'll be like, Loso, that doesn't make sense. No one says that. You know what I'm saying? And one of the, for real, like the crazy thing is though, like if you listen to my earlier battles, like I thought I was fat. I mean, and, in a sense I thought I was getting crazy versus Bad News and XL.
Definitely was.
And all these dudes. But like when you peel back, like for a rapper, and like A.Ward will even tell you, the average fan isn't picking up on certain things. But when I started writing to it, when I started, writing and sparring over the phone with A.Ward would just be like, yo, what does that line mean? You know what I'm saying? Like he literally told me, he was like, yo, you know what you're doing? You're rushing to the punch. And you're literally just trying to rhyme anything in the setup just so you can find a rhyming word to the punchline. And that's what I was doing. I was literally I had a haymaker that I wanted to give everybody, right? And like for instance, like when I battled Bad News, right? And I had this big spread the news line, right? I said I'll decapitate his head from his I have to decapitate his head from his legs. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to mail it too. So like somebody would be like, yo, how do you decapitate your legs? A.Ward probably would have told me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that doesn't make sense. But for the average fan, the only thing they're doing, the only thing they're listening to is mail it to, dead it to, and it's like dead it. Like I could have found better multis at that time, but all that cared about was at the end, right? I'm a Christian. I'm supposed to spread the news, and then boom, everybody gets crazy. And so Ward was just like, yo, just tighten that up. Like you're rushing to your punch. And so that's really my biggest, especially I think it would be more so with Ward than anybody else in the crew. But he makes sure that, before I get out there, and I think you could definitely tell the difference since we kind of joined. I would say probably towards my right around my Scotty battle was when we started getting like, intentional with what we're putting out. We'll get on Saga about certain things, we'll get on Ward about, get on Street Hands about certain things. But for me, that's what I benefited the most. Not to rush to the punch and make sure setups make sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask y'all this, man. How hard?
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Say something else. Work.
Is it still the same, or can you hear me better?
No, you sound better.
I sound better now.
Yeah, you sound way better.
Okay, cool.
Let me ask you this: how and either of y'all can answer this question. How hard is it to jump from like y'all music stuff, the stuff y'all doing on tour, to like jumping back into writing for somebody and shit like that?
Fact. Everybody say that's not easy. Everybody be like, yo, if I'm rapping, I have to just rap. If I'm battling, I just have to battle. It seems like y'all doing both all year, so that's a good question.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing that like I'm terrible at, and those three guys over there are like really, really good at. I just don't like. I don't have new songs. I've done features and stuff like that, but I don't have new projects or anything since I've been battling because I got to be in the right mindset. And as long as I'm battling, like I'm not thinking about music. Like I'll do some features here and there, but Loso, Street Hands, Saga, like it'll be crazy, man. Like I'll see them do 2 months or whatever. Like, working. And then I'll notice that they drop 2 singles at the same time. I'm like, yo, what the heck? Like, what kind of robot cyborgs are y'all? Like, because I've always just been a punchline rapper regardless. I never really made like a lot of like dope music. I was always punching in my music, so I'm thinking if I'm punching in my verses, I might as well just take that and punch somebody's head off in the battle with it.
Yeah.
Bro, speaking of punching, man, I'm gonna just get right to it. I just watched you versus Chef Trez earlier. Lord, son, come on, bro.
Crazy.
How I don't understand how you punch and your rebuttals are A1. Like, you don't have that. Battle rappers ain't doing that. You ain't getting one rapper that punch and then one rapper that freestyle and one rapper that schemes and all that in the same thing, bro. You do it all, bro.
That's what I'm trying to. I pride myself on like not knowing how I'm going to attack you. Like some people like they hit me up about the Ilmac battle and said, "Yo, when you was clowning him, that was my favorite part. Like I didn't know you was funny like that, you know." And some people like when I battled like DNA, they was like, "Yo," or Bill Collector, they was like, "Yo, that triple scheme in the third." And then some people was like, "Yo, yeah, like you don't know like what's coming. You don't know if it's a punchline, if it's scheme, if it's jokes, if it's what, you know." And then the rebuttals, like I'm trying to be like very, very versatile in battle rap. Like I don't want to be known as like a performer. I just want to be known as like what y'all keep tweeting, like one of the most dangerous, deadliest. We don't know why, because he finishes at the rim. He can shoot from 30 feet out, and you know make the pass too. You know?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, bro. You done crept up in my top 10.
I appreciate
like
it
for the joint, because man, the stuff I watched today, I'm just like, and then I watched the Ilmac battle today also. Not because y'all was coming on here, but I just had to catch up some, and I was just like, I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm like, bro, like this is not making no sense, bro, for you to be able to just, you know what I'm saying, hit all areas of battle rap in one,
and it's back to back,
and it's back to back.
It was crazy. Like I remember I woke up today, and I'm like, yo, Mac. I'm about to hit them up, see if they can come on tonight. I'm like, yo, but not for nothing, I already started the first round. I'm like, yo, go watch A.Ward versus Chef Trez. He's like, I'm gonna try to watch when I'm on lunch. I'm like, yo, watch it ASAP, soon as you can watch it. That battle was and Chef Trez did his thing.
He did.
Like,
he did.
I think that I'm gonna definitely. I already got every bar, literally every like. I couldn't put every setup, but every punch and a lot of the setups I have written down from both of y'all. So me and another media platform, we're gonna debate that battle at a later time, probably like tomorrow. Because that battle was just that good. If anybody hasn't seen that yet, check out A.Ward versus Chef Trez on the Connects.
That's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be one of those.
Go back and look at it. It's got 30,000 views, and you're gonna be like, "Why? This makes no sense." You know what I mean?
Bro,
now, let's talk about these upcoming battles, right? Y'all got the 2-on-2, right? Y'all got GEECHI, GOTTI, and BDOT. All right. Now, everybody knows when it comes to 2-on-2s, chemistry is a big thing, right? Them two have chemistry. They both from the West. They be around each other. Y'all two have chemistry. You guys are in the same group, but this is you guys' first time actually performing with each other. How do you guys think that you're gonna match up against those two? Like, do you guys think it's gonna be debatable? Do y'all think y'all really just gonna 30 them, or like how do y'all think y'all gonna do? Because y'all seen both of them before as well.
I don't know what it's going to translate as like. I'm not going to sit up here and say we're going to 30 because it's a 2-on-2. You know what I'm saying? So there's different aspects. Like if we just going up there just trying to out rap them, then maybe, you know what I'm saying. but because it's, you know, it's performance, it's a bunch of different things to it. I would say this though. I'm not worried about the chemistry. A.Ward and I, we've done a couple.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like we've done shows where we've basically battled each other. We've battled each other several times, and we've battled. And in that same battle that we battled each other, we did a tour last year when we went up and down California, and we not only did we battle each other, but then we had a message conveyed, but we did it in a battle format. If you would have watched it, the only thing that was different was the fact of our content, and we didn't have an opponent in front of us. So there's zero worries on my end as far as chemistry. But I think it's gonna be a good one. I think, you know, people are waiting to come see us. It's gonna be in the battle rap culture. It's gonna be everybody's first time seeing Loso and A.Ward. We kind of, maybe out of the four horsemen, we kind of are similar the most as far as like vocal projection and maybe, you know, delivering stuff. But there's a lot of things that A.Ward does that I definitely don't do. There's a lot of things I can do that he doesn't do. So you know, when we put them together in front of BDOT and GEECHI, I think this is just me, bro, and I love them dudes.
Can't say it.
I just think that I'm not gonna say it, bro.
It's gonna be a 30. I'm gonna say it. You're not winning this battle, man.
I just like our team better. You know what I'm saying? And so we go, and I know a lot of people in the world saw BDOT and GEECHI, and the consensus was that they beat Marvin Quest. So my thing is like, all right, cool. Let's see what's up now. You know what I'm saying? Let's see when two other dudes are barking back and they're doing a lot more than what Marvin Quest was doing.
I know Mac got a question real quick, Mac. While we're on the 2-on-2, how do y'all rehearse? I always want to ask people doing 2-on-2s that don't really live by each other. How are you guys rehearsing?
I mean, basically like this right now,
Just over the phone, FaceTime type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's gonna be some things that we're gonna have to really iron out. I know Loso's gonna fly up to KC and stay with me probably for like 3 or 4 days before we go to Jersey, and so that way we'll kind of have some time to iron out some of the ways that we move in like our footwork and everything. But for the most part, just jumping on the phone and just going over it, get the timing right, and then when we get together, just really kind of dress it up, and that was the analogy. Just you put it on the plate, and then the last few days you dress it all up, and make it serve it. So I think that we talk every day. I mean, Loso calls me at work like 7 times a day. He makes sure I'm locked in, bro. If you don't got someone like Loso on your team, like go get somebody like this dude. Like the supreme teammate, like he's literally.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he is as solid as it gets when it comes to just making sure you locked in, making sure you doing good in life, checking in on you, checking, just on everything. So
that's because I don't have a job right now. It's because I'm a full-time rapper, bro. So that means
hilarious. I said that to say this is that I don't ever have to worry about 3 or 4 days going by and be like, yo, where's Loso? Like, bro, we got to get to work.
Yeah, facts.
Like, I barely got to worry about 3 or 4 hours going by. That's how it is.
Yeah, God, Mac, you want to say something before you get about it?
So, y'all saying y'all gonna 30 GEECHI and beat us?
We went in the coin toss too. We went in the coin toss too.
So you gonna 4-0 GEECHI and beat
40.
Now
40. If I don't have
40, what happened, Mac? 40, what happened?
40. Nah, my thing is, how do y'all prepare for a GEECHI Gotti and a BDOT? Because they both bring different.
They already beat them, Mac.
I mean,
thanks for answering that for
us. But y'all know they going. This gonna be like the mega powers, man. This gonna be like when Hogan and Macho Man got together because they feel like
Hogan and Macho Man.
Y'all feel like y'all beat them, so they're gonna come back.
Yeah, that's true though.
And you remember Hulk Hogan hit Macho Man with the leg drop. Turn around and put a leg drop on Macho Man.
All right, so
I'm really not concerned with what they hit us though, bro. I think and I'm not saying that they not gonna have moments, and they could definitely talk, and GEECHI's aura in a battle alone is unmatched. Like I've never seen anything like it. But at the same time, we're very smart. Like and for me, in all of my battles, I gotta play chess. And so I think, I'm like, all right, cool. What do I think that they're gonna go ahead and say? What do and we prepare for that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plus, on top of that, it helps when you got the best rebuttal in the game on your team. So it ain't really too much. And then
my
I
sometimes crazy.
And A.Ward knows sometimes I get in my rebuttal too.
That's a fact. Y'all ain't seen it really.
So,
also, if he gets too comfortable, you're getting that bag.
I leave stuff just on the right intent.
Yo, so
I do want to say, like in all jest and in all trash talk aside, those two dudes are extremely talented.
Facts.
Like they're but at the same time, like you get to a point in battle rap, and I don't know that I'm there necessarily yet, but in 2-on-2s, I think it's easy to get there. Where the last thing you're ever worried about is what your opponents are gonna do. You know what I mean? Like as long as we can go in there and do what we do, like there's no beating us clearly. Period. And everybody's gonna have a great time. So like as long as me and Loso can focus on what we do best, and we go out there and put an A+ effort out, like it's not possible. There's not possible for them to beat us clearly in that battle. And so, I just think that in a 2-on-2 setting, like the last thing I need to worry about is GEECHI saying, you beat me in the basement and nobody cares about it and I still won 10K. Oh cool, you get your cheap reaction. Or I don't need BDOT to come over and give me the strict treatment or what. Like cool. Like those are all So we just gotta go do what we do. Like the Chiefs last night, man. When they started being themselves, it was a wrap.
Shout outs to the Chiefs, yo. It's so crazy. Last night, I'm watching the game or whatever, and I'm not a gambler, you know what I mean? I barely gamble. and the Chiefs were down, I think, 10 points in the fourth quarter, about 10 minutes left in the game. And I'm here with my brother, and I'm like, yo, the Chiefs are gonna win. I'm like, Patrick Mahomes is the most deadliest when he's down, but it's still enough time for him to win. So I tweeted, I'm like, no, John tweeted, this game is over. So I'm like, yo, John, what's up? You want to bet on this battle? I mean, on this game? So he's like, how much? I'm like, yeah, something like, like $30. Everybody was hitting my Twitter. Yo, I want to bet you. I'll take that bet. I'm like, no, I'm going to just take it against John. What happened? The Chiefs killed them, and then John, he hasn't been on Twitter since. I think he tweeted me like once today. Like, whatever. But anyway, moving along, right? Yesterday, also, we had a crazy interview with ARP. Shout outs to Red Breed Entertainment. We talked about a whole lot, and one battle that we specifically spoke about is A.Ward versus Danny Myers. Fire. Now, for those that don't know, this battle kind of was some trash talking, I believe, at the last Connect event, right?
Yeah, this battle been kind of like a long time coming.
Yeah.
Like, Danny Myers, he doesn't duck people, so I would never call him I would never say like Danny Myers is ducking, because somebody would be like, you're crazy. Danny Myers battles anybody anywhere. But we have literally tried to lock this battle in 4 times on 3 different leagues. In some way, it always just didn't happen. You know what I mean? And it hasn't been on me. It's been on maybe just the date, maybe the money, maybe the whatever it might have been, but it hasn't been on my end. So I started getting to the point where I was like, Danny, yo, what's up, bro? But we were able to make it happen. We had a little back and forth after him and St. Mike battled in Kansas City 2 years ago, I want to say. Maybe not total 2 years ago, about a year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and a half, but he battled St. Mike. That battle was fire too.
And crazy match. We had our little back and forth. Everybody in Kansas City was hype about it, so we were gonna plan on doing it on the Connects, and we were gonna try and do it when I battled Chef Trez, but it didn't work out. And then we tried on King of the Dot. But yeah, here it is. We come full circle. February 29th. RBE. I love to make my debut. I was supposed to be on RBE in 2017 when Loso battled Jay Murder. I was supposed to be on that time. Now, it didn't work out, so it's exciting to make my debut. I think it's going to be a great battle.
Now, this battle, right? Something about your opponents I've been noticing. For one, they've definitely been getting more difficult skill-wise. You're facing people that kind of have different abilities almost. You know what I mean? Like Chef Trez is really good with the rebuttals. Mac Myron, he's really good with the sarcastic. I hate white people, but I got a lot of punchlines. Like every other bar is a punch. Right. Il Mac, very, very lyrical. You've been battling different kind of people. Danny, I would say, very, very high energy and doesn't waste any bars. How do you think you're going to be able to match up against that? I don't think anybody can match up energy-wise, so let's just throw that out the window. But do you believe that you could go bar for bar with Danny, or you're going to have to use something different?
I could if I wanted to. I mean, that's the thing I'm trying to show is when I battled Ilmac, my third round, that whole round was an angle. So it's I can angle with the best. People talk about the third round. The alcohol angle was crazy. The way you did this, that. I can angle with the best. I can, I battle St. Mike. I battle Bill Collector. I have very intricate wordplay schemes, punching and stuff like that. I can do that. You know what I mean? But the thing is you don't ever want to get trapped into coming and playing somebody else's game. If you're a up-tempo team, I'm slowing down and I'm playing half-court offense. I'm not trying to get this high energy and do what he does all the time, because more than likely he's probably gonna be a notch above me, and it's just gonna be like he was kind of almost as good as him. So you take it, you look at battles like him and Pat Stay, you look at battles that like him and Pass, him and even K-Shine. You look at some of the different battles and some of the different rounds and how people use their own styles against him to make his high energy, look beatable, and then you kind of just be yourself and try to do the same.
Definitely, that's a battle. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping for that to be battle of the night, but there's so many good battles on that card.
It's a crazy card.
That card is crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Loso, I wanted to ask you. Still there, Loso?
Yep, I'm here.
It's crazy.
Y'all done forgot about me, huh?
It's crazy that you're about to stand across from BDOT again. I seen a couple months ago, y'all on Twitter was talking about maybe doing a second one-on-one battle. Was there any truth behind that?
Nah, I think we was and that definitely was before we just kind of talk about, because people ask it. I told him, I said the only place I would battle him at is in Africa. I said I'll do it in Africa, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't. But nah, I wouldn't. I'm not really down with rematches. The only battle I probably would ever do again, and which I've asked for, is Briz. That's the only battle that I've asked for. But I would do a 3
run back, huh?
Yeah, I would just do a 3-round. You know what I'm saying, or to really get it out. And we was right after the 1-rounder. It was getting proposed again, but with his situation, you know what I'm saying, after the summer impact joint, I don't know what he has lined up when he comes back or whatnot. But so I always like making sure that there's nothing that's left unturned for me as far as my career. So before I hang it up, like, if he's still battling, I definitely would want to do that battle. That's the only battle that I will ever rematch.
3 rounds though, right?
Oh yeah. 3 rounds.
3 rounds, definitely. All right. Let's get to the hard questions. You know what everybody wants to hear. A.Ward, are we gonna see you on URL? What is the holdup? Everybody wants to know.
Absolutely not. At this point in my career,
Loso like fuck. A.Ward like fuck that shit.
Yeah, I would be naive to say that I don't want to be on URL. I don't want to battle on URL. I do. I would love to battle on URL in 2020. But like right now, like, man, Lord, kill this pride in me right now. Like I'm the only thing not on URL that's being talked about being on URL. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like I'm it. Like I'm arguably like the best battle rapper ever to not touch URL. Like. I say that
you top 5. Like, top 5. I mean, I'm thinking about like the Ill Max, because there is a couple that's never did it, but you're absolutely one of those people.
I say arguably, and I'm like, I'm not saying that like in a sense of like, but I'm saying like when people talk about bringing somebody to URL, it's always me. It's all, you know what I mean? And so there has to be leverage with that. There has to be. I can't just come in there and be Gunpowder Pat and Skate. So that's what I do. But the reason why I say that is because they had a battle one time and everybody was like, yo, y'all don't realize these are the next dudes up. You know what I mean? And they was going crazy. And then they had another battle against another PG in another room that holds 80 people's friends. And then they had another battle in another room that didn't even have a ceiling fan that had 42 people in it. Like, you know what I mean? And then they just got stuck in this whole like melting pot of nah, we really don't like your talent that much anymore now that we think about it. You know what I mean? And
what's the best name they threw at you?
Ace Amin, probably. Yeah, and that was before like Snake Eyes and stuff. So and there have been battles I have agreed to. So that's what other people need to know is like I've agreed to do it free, which is crazy considering like what I'm making right now.
That's
like,
crazy.
I've agreed to have PG stamps, and I've agreed to battlers, and I've agreed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so much that you're gonna give.
Yeah, I can't give you all that. I can't take Chicken Bob or whatever on an event that don't have pay-per-view that's gonna end up on an app, and not get paid in Lexington, Kentucky. Like, bro, I don't want to go to Lexington.
Shouts to Chicken Bob. That's a real battler too.
Yeah.
That really is.
I can only meet you on so many levels until it becomes disrespectful.
Right.
And it has to. And here's the thing too, Ben. That's what he's saying. If he's exchanging all of that, then the look has to make sense.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to let Ward open up a pay-per-view event. You have to.
Absolutely. I think that you opened. Loso, no funny, not to cut you off. But I think that you opened that door. I don't understand why that's not being taken more advantage of. You open that door for when the opening act comes, let it be a PG of 2 people that's a good matchup that earned, you know what I mean, that the fans want to see. I don't understand what's the problem with that.
And so here's the thing. And that's why every time somebody asks me, I'm all for especially in 2020, I'm all for Ward to hold out because of this whole app situation, and it's not necessarily that profitable for battlers yet. You know what I'm saying? With the whole with your battles getting on, it's just not. But with that being said, Ward coming over to URL, you got to think about what he's giving up, right? He's giving up a check. He's going to give up, I mean, maybe they might put him in a hotel flight or whatnot. He doesn't know when it's going to drop. And they want him to sign a 2-year contract. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all these things in place.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if I was, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, like, all those
things. Hey, you on the roster. You can disclose that information.
So my thing is like, now, if it was just a one-off, Ward would probably do it. But here's the thing, though. Like, for me, when, like, it's the same situation. When they were asking me to come over there, I was just like, look, I'm not going to battle Craig Lamar. I'm not going to battle him. If I do battle them, it has to be in a certain situation or I got to get paid. And they weren't flinching on that. But when they finally had enough and then they came to me, I didn't want to battle Scotty. I also didn't want it to have a PG. But I gave up all those and I did it for free, although they did fly me out and they did get me a hotel. I did do it for free. But look at the situation.
Yeah, the look was big.
It was known. Yeah. It was 2,000 people. It was pay-per-view.
Right.
And so when that occurred, of course, I'll go ahead and now we have a different conversation to have. And so for Ward, you cannot. You're right. Like, and even when Ward said he's the most talked about, and you were saying top 5, I bet you every person you're gonna name though, who might be ahead of him, are gonna be quote unquote legends. You gotta name a Roan. You gotta name an Ilmac. Those are the people who can hold a candle to what he has already done and accomplished. And for anybody to keep asking that question and not understand that the ball is in URL's court, you know what I'm saying? You just not doing your research. Like the BDOT situation was the first of its kind. When BDOT did traffic, that was the first of its kind. When that happened, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? It came back to me, a couple months later. Like, and then here's the thing, and it's a lot of leverage, bro. Because it wasn't just that I was gonna battle for free. You know what else? It was supposed to be Franchise versus Mac Mel on that card too with us. It's supposed to be, they were supposed to open up Gnome. And I specifically told them, I don't know, it might have been Ward's really, really good. Like he can do artist management, because when he said that, he was just like, yo, it doesn't look exclusive if Mac Mel and Franchise on it. So I went back to URL when John and I had our conference call with them. I said, look, I understand you guys want me to do this. I said, that's fine. I'm not gonna go ahead and charge you guys. But obviously I get the flight and the hotel, but I don't
need some exclusivity.
I don't want the Mac Mel and Franchise battle on the card, and they took it off, bro.
That's dope.
And they were bad. Mac Mel had put up a post. I remember, I'm not on Loso, and I was like, dang, I didn't know I had that much power. But
it made sense. It made sense.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have exclusivity.
The other thing is, like, if you go in that room, like I was there for this last update card, whatever Mike P. Like I'm in the circles with all of the top tier dudes over there, and like if you ask any of them, they'll be like, "Nah, Ward, I'll battle you." You know what I mean? Like, it's just a staff thing. You know, like Shotgun Sugar. Like, let's see if we can get your first battle against me. I'm like, bro, just pull the strings if you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody over there knows who my peers are. You know,
just to play, my fault for cutting you off, A.Ward, but just to play devil's advocate, right? As a part, no pun intended, you know what I mean? But yeah, just you know what I mean? To play both sides. The reason why, and I don't work for URL, for anybody that's ever thought something like that. I just go to events, and I mean, I'm a fan like everybody else that decided to do media, but I do get the part where it's kind of like, well, you know, this is the process. You know what I mean? It's like, we're not saying you have to do 2, we're not saying you have to do 3, but at least just do 1. You know what I mean? Just to say that you know what I mean, you've done that process, because then it's gonna be like almost like, well, then nobody wants to do it. You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to do it? He didn't have to do it. Why do I have to do it? So I think that's also where the stubbornness is coming from. But I hear exactly what you're saying.
Well, like, so you know, because Loso's already kind of like talked about it, you know, the process is fine, and that's why I said everybody did a PG, cool, you know, whether, you know, I'll do a PG or whatever, but like, you have to understand, like, I've negotiated, like, I've said, I'm not signing a 2-year contract, like, I'll sign 1, I'll do the first battle free, guarantee me 3 more, you know,
it's
and
crazy,
then we'll get some then we'll go from there. And then
now,
it's like,
if this contract gets signed, does that mean you can't battle nowhere else, or it just
correct.
means that you got that many?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now listen. When somebody like, and I'm just saying like a Don Marino, and I don't know if any of these people are signed or anything like that. If I just say they're not, you know, what are they forfeiting by being exclusive to URL? You know what I mean?
A lot.
Nothing. No, not really. They're not really, because like,
not
okay,
really for Don.
They can battle on their home league and
right.
actually battling. You know what I mean? So like a person like me, all of a sudden I can't battle on King of the Dot. I can't battle on RBE. I can't battle on Battle Academy. You know what I mean?
Like, not worth it. It don't seem like
URL and it connects.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's my whole fan. That's 80% of my fan base right now is maybe King of the Well, probably not 80% because I got a lot of URL fans. But like, there's a huge chunk of my fan base that want to see me continue doing my battles on King of the Dot. And it's like, bro, I'm turning a blind eye to them. You know what I mean?
And and Ward, it's not only that, you're turning down, as of right now, where your biggest money is at too, where your biggest checks are. So financially,
and they're giving them good plates. They're giving them good.
And so financially, unless URL says, Ward, here's the contract, the 2-year contract, and we guarantee you after this PG, we'll get you on a volume, and then we'll get like here are basically the contracts that you're gonna be on those cards. Then okay, then it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense for them. But when you're taking money, where you're saying, hey, we don't want you to work over there anymore, right? Which makes sense. It's a business. A.Ward and I were not oblivious to business. But if you're taking that, you have to go ahead and substitute it for something else. And if you're not substituting A.Ward's contract with, hey, you know what? You're not going to do the blackouts and the massacres over there anymore. But here, we can offer you the volumes. We can offer this. And, you know, depending on your performance, hey, we'll put a little clause in your contract. You get crazy on these, here goes a gnome. Here goes a summer mat. You know, whatever it is. Like, that has to be in writing.
Yeah, thanks.
Great, yo, you guys. The thing about it is that at the end of the day, the narrative amongst everybody, right? Like, even the reason we're having this conversation is because media, fans, and everybody says, "When are you coming to URL?" You know what I mean?
Facts.
You have not heard anybody say, "Av, when are you coming to King of the Dot?" You know what I mean? Like, that's not a tweet that exists. Like, you know, like that.
I get it.
So we have manipulated and created URL to be what it is. We get it, like the most followed or whatever, but we have created it so they have the leverage to say you have to forfeit all of these things because everybody knows and everybody will hold it against you at all times as a battler if you never battle over here. So I have to look at it as there's a ceiling for me. If I never get over there, then I wasn't as good as other people. You know what I mean? And that's what's tough about the whole narrative of if it doesn't happen here, it doesn't count, or you're not good if you can't do it over here, is you're literally belittling like real talent, real hard work, real work ethic, you know, and you're saying, you know, that even though they are the most followed, even though they are the, you know, the innovators or whatever, you're basically saying like that the only way to be successful or be one of the best is to be over there, and it's kind of toxic, you know, and it's kind of discouraging.
Yeah. All right, so let's change the energy real quick, right? King of the Dot, right? King of the Dot. You've been doing your thing over there. You know what I mean? Every battle that you've had over there, Sharon, Elmac, DNA, Cortez, the list just goes on. Even your Poe Rich battle, like, got a lot of great battles over there. Mm-hmm. The chain. That's another question that everybody's been wanting to know. What's going on with this battle for the chain? Like, has that been in the talks yet? Is that something that we may see? And if it does happen, if you do win the chain, will you can only battle on King of the Dot and like respect that part of it, or are you gonna still just, you know, do what you do?
No, yeah. I mean, I definitely want to win the chain. Like, I mean, that's just a real dope thing to have. You know, it's extra money if you win the battle. You get the chain. You get, you know, just to be able to kind of be in the history of battle rap as one of the King of the Dot champions. Like, that's definitely a goal. You know, if Chilla Jones would have won, like, I probably would be battling Chilla Jones for the chain next.
Facts.
Honestly. Since Real Deal won and it's a rematch, and we just went like a trilogy with Real Deal and Chilla. You know, like, it just really doesn't have the Real Deal A.Ward rematch time vibe right now, so I'm not sweating. But another thing about it is like fans and supporters love you when you're the number one contender. Like they're always talking like, yo, when you gonna get the chain? A.Ward number one contender. A.Ward, boom, boom, boom. The minute that you win it, they turn. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, yo, somebody smoke him. Now the new guy, is coming up or whatever. So part of you's like, yeah, winning it is dope. But people don't really ride for you heavy when you're the champion. They like the underdog, the number one contender type stuff. So I'm enjoying just being in the talks about all of it. And hopefully one day, somebody will win the chain, because there's a lot of guys on King of the Dot in these little elite, groups or whatever that is like, I'll never battle A.Ward. People will say that. But Pass said he'll never battle me. Big K said he'll never battle me. Like they obviously have issues apparently with just who I am as a battler or just.
Okay. Loso, are you doing anything with King of the Dot? We've seen you over there before against gyms, shit like that.
Yeah. I did. How many battles have I done with the gyms, money bags? I feel like I did something else. But crazy thing, I was supposed to be on Town Business against the Source. That was locked and everything. But some last minute situations back at home for me prevented me from going over there. And so I couldn't make it, but yeah, man, I'm down. I mean, but they call me back. They don't do cards as frequent as other leagues or whatnot. But I definitely was supposed to be on that card. I was supposed to be on this RBE card as well. That battle didn't go down, so I'm definitely always all
right. So
interested in getting to these joints.
All right. So last question. I'm glad you asked that, right? Freddie, I got last question, right? We all know that King of the Dot is famous for some of their series, so I know they got Gully versus Gannick coming up. If they booked you guys to come on Gully versus Gannick on each side and wanted you guys to battle, would you do it, and who would win?
I mean, yeah.
Wait,
you mean against each other?
Yeah, against each other. Like if A.Ward was on Team Gully and Loso was on Team Gannick, would you do the battle, and who would win?
Nah, I would battle.
I would definitely. Yeah. I would definitely battle A.Ward over there. No, I'm joking. Nah, I wouldn't. All
right, that's dope.
If they called me for Gully versus Gannick, though, I don't know. Ward, what would you? I guess you'll be what, Gully this year? I mean, you'll be Gannick this year.
Probably. Because like when you're Gully,
you're like the up and comer, right?
It's probably my turn to give a shot back. Since I've been getting bigger plays.
Saint LA.
He said he giving you a shot, though. So.
Shouts to Saint.
Facts. It'd be A.Ward versus like Chrome. Y'all rock with Chrome? They say they like no.
I'd say Saint. I would like to see Loso versus Saint.
Yeah,
I don't care. They YTG. I'm bugging. Yeah,
but YTG. That's A.Ward.
No,
Loso. That's what I was talking about. I was saying A.Ward is YTG. Okay. All right, man. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. We really do appreciate you guys' time. We're gonna be looking out for that tour. I'm gonna put the. I guess I could. Do you have like a link or something that I could put up under this for people to click on to find out the dates?
Man, so we just got a flyer right now. I mean, I'm not sure if you post that joint, but
yeah, I have the flyer.
So
I have the flyer. All right, cool. So we're definitely.
Once the links start coming out, I'll just send it to you.
Yeah, and I can always update that. But I really do appreciate you guys' time. You guys rocked out with us for way longer than I asked for. I really only said 30 minutes. You guys did over an hour. So
we're gonna PayPal you later.
Yo, so listen, everybody, make sure that you guys tune in February 29th, A.Ward versus Danny Myers. Then March 7th, Guardians of the Culture 2-on-2, A.Ward and Loso versus BDOT and GEECHI Gotti. Crazy battles. Loso's battling on Bullpen soon. We don't know the opponent yet, so look out for that and any other matchups they got coming up. Appreciate you guys and everything you guys bring to the culture. Definitely is a breath of fresh air. So we appreciate everything that you guys do. Before you guys get out of there, can we just get a drop saying shout outs to New Era, Ben Swayze, Freddie, Fat Boy, and Mac?
Loso. Hey, well, you're supposed to jump in right there.
The chemistry's off already.
Man, this is chemistry.
I thought you were getting a separate one from each of us.
All right, cool. This is mine then. Man, this your boy Loso, man.
Hey, yo, what's up with A.Ward, man?
It's too full for that 4 Horsemen, man. And y'all listening to the hottest podcast out right now, New Era Media Talk. That's all. That's what it is, right?
That's good enough, man.
New Era podcast.
I said that's that Media Talk. I was reading off the joint that I was on.
Yo, that's hilarious. It's all good. We still got you guys.
I got you. Hold on. Let me give you one right now. Hold on.
All right, let's go.
He wrote it down.
Yo, what's up? It's A.Ward in the building. Mr. God is good all the time. Horsemen YTG. You're listening to New Era. No cap. They really are the dopest. New Era. No cap. They really are the dopest. Please tune into them. Subscribe to all their social media. Shout out to them. Shout out to you listening. We love you. And just know Jesus loves you even more. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, Loso is a clown. He's like, him in the background. He's like,
did you get it? Loso, New Era, no cap.
Yo,
the bar back.
Yo, okay. Yo, we appreciate y'all. Thank you everybody for rocking out with us, man. We really appreciate it, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Anything that you guys wanted to ask them. Sorry we couldn't get your questions in, but put it in the comment section and they'll reply. Yep. New Era podcast. We out of here, guys. One.